Heaven brings out of obscurity that which the Lord has been working on. The result of the greater second Exodus completion produces the three kingdoms in the Middle East, and the world stands in awe. Isaiah says in chapter 17, starting at verse 3, Israel will be defenseless. This is speaking of the modern-day state of Israel, as the Lord's judgment falls upon it. And Damascus will lose its independence. Some translations say royal authority. Those Syrians who survive will be in disgrace, like the people of Israel. How Damascus lost its independence, and to whom it is difficult to determine. The state of Israel, retaliation for being attacked, could hit Syria the hardest, or the state's unmerciful and brutal attack on Syria could be the final straw on the camel's back. What launches the war after the state of Israel is no longer in existence, then the Islamic nation, centuries-old conflict returns. Once their armies are formed, it will be hard to unform them. Old tribal grievances resurface. I, the Lord Almighty, have spoken. The Lord puts His seal on these before-mentioned events. Verse 4, And in that day it shall come to pass that the glory of Jacob shall be made thin, and the fatness of his flesh shall wax lean. The name Jacob is used here because in biblical prophecy the tribe of Judah, the Jews, is called the house of Jacob. The glory of Jacob shall be made thin. Means world opinion for the Jewish person diminishes greatly because of their actions that start this final conflict. The Hollywood glamour spotlight comes off the Jew. The fatness of his flesh shall wax lean. Some translations say its robust body will waste away. This is tragic, but the Jew is attacked in every nation, and they become less in number. Verse 5, And it shall be as when the harvestman gathereth the corn, and reapeth the ears with his arm. This is cold, biblical cold, for the prophetic cold for the second Exodus that comes during the second year of the Great Tribulation. And it shall be as he that gathereth ears in the valley of Rephaim, the valley of the giants. It was in this valley that the Philistine army gathered when in 2 Samuel 5:17 they heard that David had been anointed king of Israel. Intending to destroy him, David was residing in the cave of Adullam. 2 Samuel 23, verse 13. So as soon as the first original David was anointed king, while he still was hidden within the cave, the Philistine army tried to stop his reign. This gives us a prophetic timestamp as to when this prophecy will take place in our day, right after the latter-day David is anointed king of Israel, also known as Zion. This is not the Zion as it is defined today, but as biblical prophecy defines it, this good Zion, formed in the valley of Jezreel, a coming out of hiding in the cave in a sense, which takes place in the second year of the 7-year Great Tribulation period. Verse 6. Yet gleaming grapes shall be left in it, as the shaking of an olive tree. 2 of these berries, you shake an olive tree, and all the very ripe olives fall out. The question is, where is this olive tree that is being prophetically shaken? There are 2 olive trees, or 2 branches of the same tree. In the top of the uppermost barrel, this branch is high up. From where? Jerusalem, of course. This 2 or 3 berries from the uppermost barrel, which means an especially large main branch, is known in biblical prophecy as the latter-day kingdom of Assyria. 4 or 5 in the outmost fruit branches thereof. These 4 or 5 outmost fruit branches are not the same as the top uppermost barrel. They are much lower, not in importance, but in location. They are further south, down on the tree. Their location is known in biblical prophecy as the latter-day kingdom of Egypt. The proof for this is found in the words of the prophet Isaiah 19, verse 23 through 25. In that day shall there be a highway out of Egypt to Assyria, and the Assyrians shall come unto Egypt, and the Egyptian unto Assyria, and the Egyptians shall serve with the Assyrians. In that day shall Israel be the third, with Egypt and with Assyria, even a blessing in the midst of the land, whom the Lord of hosts shall bless, saying, Blessed be Egypt, my people, and Assyria, the work of my hands, and Israel, mine inheritance. Verse 7. At that day, when this, what we just mentioned, happens, shall a man look to his Maker, and his eyes shall have respect to the Holy One of Israel. The latter-day greater outpouring of the Holy Spirit shall begin worldwide. The prophet Joel explains it best. Chapter 2, verse 23. Be glad then, ye children of Zion, and rejoice in the Lord your God, for he hath given you the former rain moderately, and he shall cause to come down for you the rain, the former rain and the latter rain in the first month. What first month? The answer is found in the phrase, Be glad then, ye children of Zion. The first month, the kingdom of Zion, also referred to as the kingdom of Israel, is created in the last days. When heaven establishes and confirms these 3 kingdoms, all the kingdoms and nations on the earth, their authority will be null and void in heaven's eyes. That includes the Antichrist kingdom. For further information on this topic, please go to our website, toexodus.com. God bless you. This is Dan Griffey.